Only Shahu Maharaj wrote a record, very good record, as a letter to former Governor of Bombay State. And that is the letter I brought here. I'll read a portion of it. What a kind of ruler he was, and whose life he wanted to improve. He wrote this letter. Fortunately, nobody reproduced that. The Forward Press reproduced that entire letter. You can see in Google, that letter is available. Now, the first and second point that Shahu wrote to the British governor, what he wanted. Firstly, although the British are the rulers of the country, the real power rests with the Brahmin officers who pervade every rank of the service, from the meanest clerk and the village accountant, what is known as Kulkarni in Maharashtra, to the highest offices, and predominate even in the councils. There were elected councils at that time. The other communities have to submit to the Brahmin bureaucracy, and their tyranny is beyond description. The grievances of the non-Brahmin communities do not reach the British officers, and even when they go to them, the Brahmin subordinate is past master in art of prejudicing his head against the complainant. Under such a bureaucratic rule of Brahmins, the Marathas is not talking about Dhobis, is not talking about Barbers, is not talking about. Today, Marathas are the powerful ruling community there. Now, in 1918, he is talking about Marathas this way. He says, under such bureaucratic rule of the Brahmins, the Marathas and other backward communities have to chance to send their representatives to the enlarged councils. No, they cannot. The non-Brahmins will have to wait in favor of Brahmin candidates whose caste men know all the tricks of threatening, cajoling, or inducing them. There is no remedy except communal representation. So he was asking for caste communal representation in elections. He's a king. For a limited number of years at least, the elections for the council, municipal and local boards are instances in point in which a Maratha very rarely succeeds. Secondly, this is very important. He talks about Tilak also. Because in our textbooks, in our universities, Tilak is taught as a great revolutionary of freedom movement, radical. Right? And but nothing is taught about Shahu Maharaj. Nothing is taught about Pule. In other words, nothing is taught about the Shudras. Leave alone Dalits. The entire agrarian food producers, the artisans, the ornament makers, the engineers, the smiths, ironsmiths, goldsmiths, whatever. Nothing is taught in the books. Nothing is there in the books. You verify. Unless you read European books, these occupations don't come into play at all. Are there English literature students here? Yeah. You read Wordsworth, how much village comes into it. How much nature comes into it. You read any other poet here, nothing. It's about them. So what does he say about it? And he is talking about Congress as well. This is not about one party, this party, that party. The Congress agitation forced government to enlarge councils under Minto's scheme. The Congress has up to this time devoted its energies to further the cause of the Brahmin bureaucracy. Further the cause of the Brahmin bureaucracy, And the British government has also unwittingly played into their hands. The Congress has closed its eyes to the needs of and done nothing for these submerged classes. And the aims of their leaders are to strive to keep down the masses to perpetuate the bureaucratic rule of their community. Tilak's organ, Kesari, is condemning free and compulsory primary education, and the Maharaja of Darbhanga is opposing tooth and nail in the Council of Bihar any scheme of popular education. Now that is freedom struggle. They don't want schools for our children, primary schools. Now we would not have believed if some simple writer says this, right? Here is a king. He was opening the schools. But Tilak is saying, no, you should not open schools. And I'll tell you, I have my own experience. I came from a shepherd community, from illiterate parents who don't know anything except their village and sheep. But luckily, from size, suddenly some English came into my head. It did not come from Christian school, or it did not come from Saint Stephen or Hindu college, nothing. I studied under Telugu medium, and then up to my education is only Usmania University, which is not even considered as university by JNU. They think that, this Ilaiah, where did he study? They look at Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford. No, Usmania. Then what could be? Why is he speaking here? That's what they will say. All left liberal, right, everybody. I had a lot of friends here, left. But they left the Shudras, the Dalits, the Adivasis, PhD scholars also in the lurch. So they think that, these are, knowledge does not grow in the villages. Knowledge does not grow in the, they also think that food gets produced in JNU classrooms. Yeah? Wheat, rice, game, vegetables. If it is a vegetarian business, no, vegetarianism is also grows only here. But no sheep, no goat. See, this is a tragedy of this country. So what this king is saying is, they were opposing primary schools. Today, all these people are opposing English medium to our children in the villages. How many of you are from regional language medium? Can you raise your hands? Are you suffering or not here? Say loudly. Yes. How many of you are from English medium? Are you safe or not?
Yes.
But can you ask questions in the classroom? No, in India, we are not supposed to ask questions, whether it is class. But how can a regional language person